This is the Huawei Pura 80. Not the Pro, not the Ultra, but we are talking about the most affordable sibling of what some may refer to as the camera kings. While the two have been well regarded for its insane camera capabilities, the question remains, does the base Pura 80 have enough to give us the Pura experience? That's what we'll try to answer in this video. Hey guys, Andre here from TechLocal. Let's talk about the Huawei Pura 80. The Pura 80 has a 50 megapixel main camera, 13 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12 megapixel periscope telephoto lens. Technically, it's not too flashy, unlike the Pro and the Ultra that have been flexing the zooming capabilities. The base model comes with a cut-down version of that hardware. And with my experience with it mostly in low light, I've noticed that the Pura 80 held on to the details quite nicely. I was seriously impressed. Usually, we'd expect these cameras to only perform well in good light. But in my experience, even in almost totally dark areas, it still gets the job done. I greatly enjoyed the confidence this phone gave me when in really dim locations. Like, I was sure that whatever lighting condition, I'd still capture decent photos. The Huawei team did repeatedly compare this to the iPhone when we were being briefed, so I did so too. And yeah, even just the base Pura 80, the iPhone 16 Pro Max didn't stand a chance when it comes to its zooming performance. Although in my comparison with the Pura 70 Pro, the higher yet older still performed better in this aspect. But the base Pura 80 is no slouch. What I can probably consider to be the key difference in the 80 series is the Ultra Chroma sensor. With this, colors now look a lot closer than how it should be in person. It affects all the cameras in the system as it allows to intelligently pick the best color that fits the scene it photographed. I was able to see the difference when I compared it with the Pura 70 Pro. The colors on the 80 did show a drastic improvement. I also noticed that when it comes to faces, it doesn't try to make things look artificially enhanced by altering skin tones or brightening up faces. It keeps colors in check, and for us people who like using real cameras, this makes us feel like images come close to how we like it. That's compared to most phones that I've used lately. This phone doesn't really require a bunch of knowledge to get amazing looking photos. While other brands bombard you with features that you can play with, the Pura 80 is really just a point and shoot. Portrait mode doesn't make your eyes bigger or your cheeks slimmer. Instead, it intelligently makes you look good in the most natural way it can. Again, with just a point and shoot. Also, I really appreciate that on most Huawei devices now, the front-facing camera has an ultra-wide mode that allows you to get a wider shot of yourself or for group selfies. And even further, the Pura 80 can also zoom in on its front camera. That is if you prefer closer or more detailed shots. My very first comment when I got the Pura 80 in my hands was, I love the size. While there are slimmer phones in the market, I think this one gets the perfect balance. It's thick enough to still feel like you're still holding a phone, yet tall enough that everything just becomes reachable. Here's a size comparison with my Pura 70. It's not really a big difference, but you see how the Pura 70 Pro extends a bit. The Pura 80 is just very slightly shorter. By its looks, it's not a big difference from the Pura 70, but more like a subtle refinement of what was already a decent design. It has a flat edge design in contrast to the more curved features of the Pro and the Ultra variant. The camera module now has slightly rounder corners, and the lenses are now almost equal in size. They did add in a new frosted gold color, but the one we have is the white one, which I think looks fresh. Though one weird design decision that Huawei went with the whole series is the side-mounted fingerprint scanner. The previous gen did under-display for biometrics, and that worked well. So I don't know why they decided on a side-mounted fingerprint on this one. But considering that face unlock has been a thing on other mainstream brands as well, I'm guessing that Huawei could be pushing for the same or their more advanced smart unlock feature, which detects nearby paired devices that allows it to be unlocked. It's cool, but I'm really curious if the side-mounted fingerprint sensor would be okay for many. Do let me know in the comments. I'm always interested to know your choice. But personally, I still prefer it to be under the display. The Pura 80 keeps the display size of its predecessor. It's a 6.6-inch 2K screen with a 120Hz refresh rate, and it's as we'd expect from a flagship. Bright, sharp, and very smooth to navigate. And paired with its cameras, the screen manages to take the experience further with its color accuracy. Plus, this also uses Kunlun Glass 2 protection, making it a tougher screen to crack. I've been a Huawei user for a while now with my Pura 70 Pro, and jumping to the Pura 80, I'd say the performance of the two feel quite similar. These phones are not particularly marketed as high-performance smartphones by any means, but the experience definitely feels just like a flagship. Apps open up instantaneously with barely any loading times, and it's buttery smooth. I wasn't able to perform benchmarks, but the actual performance does speak for itself with some of the games that I've tried. And for day-to-day apps, you can expect smooth performance for multitasking and everyday content consumption. Also, since I'm already very experienced with the Huawei ecosystem, for those of you who are afraid of having no Google apps, these apps are actually already available on Huawei's app gallery. The only difference is it will download a third-party app called Gbox for it to work, but the overall experience feels just like how it would on an Android device. Well, at least that's for my experience. If you're a Huawei user, I'd love to know if you have any experience with Gbox on your device, or if you've had any trouble. But me personally, I have my banking apps, Google apps, all working on my Huawei phones, no problem. Despite being the smallest in the series, the battery capacity of the Pura 80 equals its bigger brothers, having a bigger 5,170 mAh compared to its predecessor. It's a slight but welcome improvement from the previous gen. Personally, I think the biggest things that you are paying for on the Pura 80 Pro and the Ultra are on its cameras. The Huawei Pura 80 has a lesser zoom range but has the same battery size, performance, durability with the Kunlun Glass 2, and it also gets you inside the same ecosystem of its bigger and more expensive siblings. And I think it's exactly what we'd expect from the base model device from the series. If anything, I think the Pura 80 even has the advantage in terms of its size. That is, if you're like me who likes a more handy and compact device. I don't really know if there's a lot of you guys who feel the same way, but I like this smaller size. But if there's a Pura 80 that has the same camera of the Ultra, that would be a dream. But yeah, the Pura 80 definitely gets you the Pura experience. It's still a beast at a lesser cost. Anyway, these are my thoughts on the Huawei Pura 80. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, this has been Andre from Tech Local. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.